So sleep comes naturally to most of us, even though sometimes there's shit like sleep paralysis with demons like incubus attacking you. But then there's also sleep disorders, which are conditions that cause a disturbance to regular sleep patterns, resulting in adverse effects. We've talked about insomnia, which in rare extreme cases can become a serious condition. Let's look at some other unsettling sleep disorders. During the REM phase of sleep is when dreams are experienced, and at times these dreams can be nightmares. A nightmare is a disturbing dream that causes negative feelings of fear or anxiety, causing you to wake up. The term mare comes from the Scandinavian mara, as many people in ancient times believed that an evil spirit was responsible for their bad dreams, and thus the term nightmare was coined. There's many different causes for bad dreams, and nightmares are rarely anything to be worried about, but there's a sleep disorder that makes the nightmare feel real. Night terrors are a sleep disorder that cause episodes of screaming, intense fear, and flailing while the person is still asleep. It is mostly common in children but can sometimes affect adults. The cause is unknown, but the terrors are often triggered by stress, lack of sleep, or emotional tension. Night terrors are different from nightmares as they usually happen within the first hours of falling asleep during the non-REM cycle and are rarely remembered. The victims also can't wake up while having a night terror as it usually stops on its own, and though they won't recall it, it can be a terrifying experience for those around them. Speaking of terrifying, there's a sleep disorder that causes you to get up and walk around while you're still asleep. Sleepwalking is more common in children but can happen in adulthood and is caused by various factors like stress, sleep deprivation, chronic migraines, and even breathing disorders. It's usually harmless and lasts around 10 or more minutes, but there's something chilling about a person walking around with their eyes sometimes fully opened, all while still being asleep. And no matter how hard you try to wake them up, you can't snap them out of it. Snoring is normal and happens to everyone from time to time, but in some instances, it can be a signal for an underlying health condition, and in extreme cases, it can become a chronic problem. Sleep apnea is a sleep disorder where breathing repeatedly stops and starts, with symptoms like loud snoring and fatigue, even after a full night's rest. This sleep-related breathing disorder happens when throat and tongue muscles are more relaxed, and this soft tissue can cause the airway to become blocked. The pauses in breathing, which happen multiple times per night, can create sleep interruptions that may encourage sleepwalking. It is most common in people with obesity and in extreme cases can lead to sudden cardiac death during sleep. Exploding head syndrome is a sleep disorder where a loud noise is heard, typically while falling asleep. It is more common in women, and though it is not a serious condition, the person usually wakes up in a state of fright and disorientation after being startled by the perceived loud noise. Its cause is unknown, but emotional stress and anxiety have been linked as triggers for the disorder. This next one gives me chills every time. Narcolepsy is a chronic sleep disorder that causes overwhelming drowsiness during the day. The disorder makes it hard to stay awake for long periods of time, causing issues in the daily routines of those who are affected. One of its main causes is the lack of hypocretin, a brain chemical that regulates wakefulness. It causes sudden attacks of sleep, sudden loss of muscle tone, and sometimes hallucinations. This reminds me of this one specific episode from 1,000 Ways to Die. Jake was the ideal factory worker, punctual, friendly, and thorough. He, however, had narcolepsy, which made him fall asleep in the strangest places. This chronic condition led to a fatal turn when one day, Jake walked into the big curing oven and decided to take a break as it was warm and cozy inside. He sat down and eventually dozed off, but his co-worker, unaware that someone was inside the oven, shut the doors closed. The oven was then set at 600 degrees for 12 hours. The carbon monoxide and fumes from the oven made Jake fall unconscious before the worst damage occurred. At 108 degrees, his brain begins to die. At 120, his skin burns and begins to crust. At 200 degrees, his blood boils, and by 570 degrees, the body spontaneously combusts. After 12 hours of extreme temperatures, Jake was left very well done.